In this video, I want to talk about the scammer who won't stop scamming me. And I'll provide you some really good information if you're having a problem with somebody, what you can do, and what I did to help uh, basically get my money for what I sold the guy, or whatever situation you're in. It may be that you're trying to get a product back. Anyway, so this is a situation, and this is over 3 years, same guy that's constantly been giving me trouble. So to begin with, 3 years ago, this guy kept on asking me to make him an exhaust housing, and so I went out, bought an exhaust housing, did the machine work to make it an HX35 turbine housing, and then he's like, yeah, I don't have a PayPal account. Well, the reason why I didn't have a PayPal account was because he had his PayPal account taken away, because I saw that he had other trouble with other people, but it was a different situation. I didn't really think of it as him being a buyer scamming me. But anyway, so he said he could do Google Pay, and I never used that before, so I didn't know what I was doing. But anyway, so he sent me a payment through Google Pay somehow, and then I was like, it said you got your money, whatever, and that it was going through. So anyway, I was like, all right, well, I got paid. So then I decided that I was going to ship it, and as soon as he got it, I got a notification that Google Pay said your payment was canceled. So now he had my part, and I didn't get paid, and I was really mad because at the time I just had lost like $29,000 that year, and then something else was going on. I was supposed to pay my mom $1,000 a month rent, but because I lost so much money after paying her $1,000 a month rent for 6 months or whatever, yeah, I couldn't afford to pay her anymore, so I just stopped paying her. Anyway, so after that, I got really mad. I was so mad because at the time I just didn't really have a lot of money anyway, and I went out of my way, bought the part, did the machine work, put all my time and my money into this part, and then sent it to him, and basically got paid nothing. So the way Ian handled that situation was that, well, Ian just told me that told him he was going to sue him or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, he sent it back. I didn't deal with it on that part. I dealt with it on the second, and maybe there may have been a third time where we dealt with this guy. But anyway, the last time, and I hope this is the last time I have to deal with him. This is 3 years down the road. I had HX turbine housings made, so I spent a lot of money on that, developed them, everything. So I've got thousands, like $6,000 out of pocket to develop these housings. And anyway, so I started selling them online, selling them on eBay. Same housing, HX35 turbine housing, except it was one I had custom made with the V-band flange because I thought those were a lot better, a lot easier to work with. And he messages Ian on eBay, and he says, can you include all these extra parts like the brackets, the bolts to hold the center cartridge to the turbine housing? Ian's like, sure. And then he made an offer, which on my listings, I try not to have the make offer part on there because usually it's just what I want for the part anyway, or what I have to sell it in order to make money on the part. But anyway, so yeah, so Ian talked to this guy. He made an offer $10 less than what we were selling it for, and sold it to him. As soon as he got it, he files for a credit card drawback. So this time the buyer did buy through PayPal, but he bought it through like a fake name. So I still knew it was him because the shipping address was the same, except instead of having his name there, he used the first 2 letters of his first name and the first 2 letters of his last name. Like, it wasn't obvious that I knew who he was, and it was the same address. Well, I didn't know all this was going on because Ian had printed the label and all this. So I guess Ian just didn't catch it. But anyway, so he buys it, and as soon as he gets it, files for a credit card drawback. And well, it was like unauthorized transaction. Like, it would be unauthorized when he's talking to me on eBay about buying this housing and makes me an offer on it, you know. And anyway, so what I did about this situation was, well, I had to go to his area anyway because I'm going to go pick up a car tomorrow. So I'm gonna go past his area, and I just told him that, well, tomorrow I'm gonna stop by and get my part because, yeah, if you're not gonna pay for it and just do a credit card drawback, I want my part back. And I was just telling him, for my safety, I'm gonna get the police there involved so that I can get them to help me get my part back. And then I guess he just got really scared over that. And I told him that if the police weren't going to help me, then what I'm going to do is, because a lot of times the police will tell you that you need to file a small claims court thing. So, which I've kind of been through that before. But anyway, what you need to do is you have to file it in the scammer's area. So you have to do it on their home base. You can't do it in your state because you can't make the person that scammed you come to you. You have to go to them to make sure, because it's like a state thing. But anyway, so what I explained to him was, well, I'm just gonna, if this doesn't work out, the police won't help me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna file a case in your state, and then that way I will have to fly down to you, and then I'm gonna request that you pay my lawyer's fees, you pay my travel expenses, you pay all my time that pay for all my time for all the work that I missed, which is like over $1,000 a day, and then you're gonna pay for any other expenses such as hotel and such like that. So you could be out like $3,000 over something that was $150. So after I explained that to him, then he claimed that it wasn't him and that you got the wrong guy. And I was like, yeah, like that's gonna happen. Anyway, so then within like 5 or 6 hours, he cancels the credit card drawback. That's how I solved that problem. However, this guy is such a pushover. He's probably like a kid or something, but I didn't want to mention who he was because I don't want you guys to go and like beat him up or anything, though I'm sure he deserves it because I saw he ripped some other people off online too. But anyway, if you're ever in a situation like this, you need to be willing to file the claim in their state, and you need to pursue it. You can't just think that you're going to file and then not show up and then be bluffing the whole time. You need to be actually willing to do it. And if you're willing to do that, you need to have the time and the money to do it. And the problem with most people is that they don't have the money or the time to go and pursue somebody. But with me, I have the money and I have the time to go pursue somebody, so they're not going to treat me like that. But anyway, hopefully this was helpful to you guys. I hope you never have to go through this because I've got even another case today that I have to deal with again. Similar issue, but it's like we communicated over the phone and I rebuilt this guy's turbo, and I don't know, it's a weird situation. He's like telling me I need to send back the used parts that came out of it or something. And I'm just like, well, that's kind of weird because we just scrapped them and I don't have them anymore. So I couldn't help you there. So that guy did an unauthorized credit card drawback, even though I sent him an invoice, which PayPal fights that anyway. PayPal has their own team that fights credit card drawbacks. So usually PayPal would get screwed out of the money anyway, but in this case, I didn't want to be out of the money 30 days because it's so annoying for me to wait 30 days to get paid. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and leave some comments if you want to.